algorithms can predict decisions, machines can learn in seconds, and industries can transform overnight. The leaders of tomorrow cannot rely on yesterday's rule book. Leadership now demands agility, the ability to adapt faster, think smarter, and evolve continuously. AI is not replacing leadership, it is redefining it. It is challenging us to become more human, more creative, more empathetic, more resilient, and more visionary. And as a HR professionals, future managers, and aspiring leaders, it is our responsibility to understand this shift, embrace it, and lead it with a purpose in this new digital era. So today, as we listen, learn, question, and collaborate, let us remember AI isn't just a skill, it's a mindset. AI isn't just a tool, it's a catalyst. And leadership isn't a position, it's an evolving journey. Once again, I welcome you all to this transformative summit. Let's dive into a day of inspiring ideas, bold conversations that shapes the leaders of the future. Today, we are honored to host an exceptional panel of visionaries and strategists representing the pinnacle of corporate leadership. We are privileged to have such a powerhouse of talent and expertise under one roof. Let us now begin with this engaging session. Please, a round of applause for our distinguished speakers.
A very warm welcome to all the panelists and dear students. I guess this session is between your lunch and us. But believe me, it's an important session because it's to do with your future. Leadership is changing, and the artificial intelligence today is rapidly changing the whole landscape in terms of how we need to work, what are we forced to do as leaders, how we are supposed to adapt. Part of it your own colleague has mentioned. So what is it that is changing? How are we supposed to look at the future? When I remember 35 years back, I was sitting in one of those desks thinking as to how the future is going to be. How am I going to live? What am I going to do? I had no idea. I guess you guys are better because you have lots of ideas, because the AI automation has democratized information, and that's a very, very important piece. We remember in our times, we used to struggle to get information and knowledge. It's no longer the case. The point is, how do we leverage these times? You can't change automation. In the inaugural, we heard that $632 billion of investment is going into artificial intelligence. Pure, great. How do we leverage that? When you are sitting at 2021 something, how can you leverage? We have a whole host of experts today in the elite panel out here who spent close to 2 decades or 2 decades plus in their life journey and gone through the process of what does it take to be continuously making a difference, how to lead enterprises. We'll take some questions of yours, and we will at the end also, probably if time permits, look at the perspective of what kind of talents, what kind of roles that you will have to do as you move along, and those would be your key takeaways. Today, when you listen to this particular interaction, I would urge each one of you to think of what is it that you need to do, because AI is to stay. What is going to change is the leaders who adapt with AI are going to replace leaders who do not adapt to AI. So what is very, very important is how do we master this piece and how we move forward. So I'll go straight to the first round of discussion. What is it that has changed in the real worlds, and what is the context and one big shift that you have seen as you have moved along in your roles? So how the real work, how the real pressure and the leadership decisions get impacted in your own experience. If you can do a dive share, I guess the audience will definitely have key takeaways. I will start with, since I'm the moderator, I have the whip, Dipti, so I'll start with you only. So from an organizational design lens, where is AI quietly forcing leaders to change? What changes are coming? And how is it being acknowledged? How is it that you are seeing it?
Good afternoon. That is what I was looking for. That is what AI can't do and human can do, right? Thank you for giving me an opportunity. First of all, I would like to thank each one of you to be here. And I really would like to thank my co-panelists. So my name is Deepti Mehta. Just a little introduction. So I work with a company called Interface Microsystem. I have worked with, IT, telecom, consumer durable, and now automobile. So there's a big, vast shift, in the sectors which I've worked on. Okay, why we are here is like everywhere it is. There is a word called AI. AI is replacing humans. What do you think? AI is replacing humans? How many of you say AI is replacing humans? Can you raise your hand quickly? Can you raise your hands? You're saying AI is replacing humans? How many of you say to a certain extent? Okay. Not even 50%, yeah? If I have to give you an example, how many of you have seen Mahindra's car, that XUV 700 or XUV 500? How many of you have seen? All of you, right? So we are the one who had worked on that complete car-based system. We as an organization, the ADAS, the entire sensor, the entire Android. And we were working on that car. If the car has to get launched by 2035, we are working on that technology today. So this is what is a fast-paced industry which we work on. Why did I say AI was there with us from past 12, 13 years? And that particular technology we have already used while making that particular software. Having said that, it was there before also, and it is there today as well. The difference is now, entire thing which you say, if I have to talk about, how many of you are HR folks here? Only one? Two? Oh my God, okay. So if you have to look at now the corporates, they are looking for productivity, right? So what AI is doing currently is they are taking your mundane task and they are replacing that particular task which we used to do manually, and now it has been taken care by the AI as a tool, right? It is not replacing human completely, but yes, productivity for such task has been increased. So if I have to give you an example from the manufacturing side, the technology and the tools which we use, right, which used to be before 10 years, 12 years, only the humans were doing it. Today it has been completely replaced. I have 200 lines in corporate which is been done by robots, and there is nothing which they have to do. There is simple task which they have to do. They have to fix that page, yeah, they have to fix that PCB. There are certain algorithms which we put it, and that is being done by them. However, where human aspect comes in picture, when there is an error, and then one PCB, I don't know how many of you are electronic or electrical students, one PCB cost us in thousands, right? If there is an error, that itself gives too much of cost which we have to bear. So you have to be mindful of the fact to run that kind of operation. Though AI is doing it, the robots are doing it, but humans are equally taking care of that particular piece, the quality check, which has been done by humans. As far as leadership is concerned, Himanshu has just said, what has changed? I work with a company wherein I work with 5 generations in the organization. I work with X, baby boomers, Y, Z, Alpha. Alpha has also joined, by the way. Right? So it is very difficult for us to engage those people together because we work in that sector which work as a CFT. Once we say CFT, it is a cross-functional team which works together with us. So if one project, one particular part has to be developed, so first the innovation team, the R&D team will innovate the part, then it will go for the testing team to test that, then it goes to the quality team. quality team do that quality check, and then it goes to plant, and then it goes for the fully operational thing, then it has been done. So this is how the process is. And in our kind of organization, that is the biggest challenge which we face, because people are not being able to unlearn the things. You being the future leaders, I really wanted, after once we have that question answer session, tell me, if given an opportunity to ask you guys to work with Zen X or Zen Y, and they have typical mindset, right? Because few of them have unlearned the thing and relearned the thing, but few of them are very adamant to learn the thing. Their leadership, comes into picture. And one best thing which we have started now, people have accepted that change, and the productivity has increased manifold. You need experts also. One fresher cannot run my operation, irrespective he is from ISRO or he is from any of IIT or NIT. Because the old models which has been launched, which is there running, if there is some error in that particular part, who's going to do that? Who's going to do that R&D and start working on that innovation? That is the Zen X who has done it. Hence, you need to work with different generations. You have to be open-minded. Make sure that take one skill and learn, because that is something is a USP. So what we have started in our current organization, with the interest of time, I'll just take 1 minute. What we have started doing is we have started reverse mentoring to all our leaders, including me. So I have a student like you guys. She's just joined from IIM Ahmedabad. She's the one who is doing the reverse mentoring. What do we mean by reverse mentoring? It is like they are guiding us. This is their new, which is there in the market today. This is what we have studied today. Might be, we are using ChatGPT, so do you, but there are different ways which you might be knowing it better than me. So I, being at this level, I'm very, very happy to learn that, right? I present that cases to her. Of course, you guys are learning from us, but we are also doing that. So learning, relearning, unlearning, it is a mandate thing for all of us. Irrespective, AI is coming in, not coming in. Don't forget, who is putting that algorithm in an AI? This is you as a human. If I call any Paytm, anywhere, there's some auto-generated calls. But there are certain queries which I want to raise, but that has not been fed in the system. So who is going to take that input? That is we as a human going to take the feedback and then put it in that particular algorithm, and so that new customer will have that kind of update. So this is where I just, stop, and I'll make sure that I wanted to have a lot of questions from all of you, because I, being a leader, might be facing a couple of things which I think you being young leaders can help me out with. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Deepthi. I'm sure we want to understand from the students lots of things, but I guess on the other hand, they have come to listen to. Am I audible, guys? Yeah. I already put, so I said that floats around. So I think they are fresh in minds, they are fresh seeds, they want to understand what does it take to be successful? What is it that they need to think? So that then we can do what you are suggesting. We'll come to that. Let me move on to Reshma, that in the fast-moving world that you've been working on, the gaming environments, how AI is really being used, how does it work on the structure, how the whole thing has moved, because it's a very, very different environment that you deal vis-a-vis Deepti's. Over to you.
Thank you, Himanshu. So good afternoon, students. So I'll just brief you about my organization. As Himanshu said, that I am from the gaming industry. We are into casual games and slot games. So you can see our games online. So in our industry, which is very rapidly growing and moving, we are facing a lot of challenges where AI is contributing. At one stage, we are in a process of replacing all our routine tasks, operationals with the AI models, automations. With this, we are facing a problem of insecurity. Like everywhere, AI has created a problem of insecurity, like in the job market and in the existing employees as well. that, okay, what will happen to our jobs in case we introduce AI, right? So for that, I would like to give an example. Like we had a department called Service Operations Department, which usually ensures that our games and servers and games are running 24/7 for all the international and national players. So for that, this department works 24/7. We have rosters for that, and then people are trained for these roles, and they are very ordinary routine roles. They get bored doing the same activities again and again. So recently, we have introduced automation in the department. So we are not completely ignoring the employee workforce that is working on that particular role. What we have done is we have already in parallel started the process of reskilling them to something else. So, based on their skills and their interest, qualifications, we are retraining them for the new roles, be it in manual testing, be in automation testing, be it in other areas, as per their choice. So, yes, AI is not there to, reduce roles, but we have to realign ourselves as per the organization and industry's requirement. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Reshma. Sandeep, moving on to you, how do you look at this AI piece from the traditional manufacturing or from the leadership hiring point of view? How do you look? Because you've been working in that area for a long, long time. So how does it impact? What's happening there?
From last 16 years, I'm in automotive and manufacturing, and I was just correlating with Deepthi when the moment she said about XUV 700, because as an organization we are also contributing in manufacturing the interior parts of that particular vehicle. So I'll start, Himanshu, with two things. A lot of time we hear that AI is coming. A lot of time, people are still not accepting it. But from my prospect, the AI has already entered. It has taken the traditional rules. It has taken a lot of changes. And today we are sitting in the era where AI-driven leadership is in the place. We also talked about a situation wherein somebody said that AI will replace humans. I'll say yes, AI will replace the human who are not adopting AI. When we talk about the work approach, Himanshu, how things are changing. It was a time just 6 years back, 7 years back, when we used to have a department called backend. You must have heard of this department. Each and every function used to have 1 or 2 backend people. They were maintaining the data, they were maintaining the MIS. But now, coming from an automotive background where data is the high-end protocol, which guide, navigate the entire organization, is purely maintained by AIs. We don't have each department of MIS or backend. We have centralized backup department for MISs. A lot of people in our organization are using Copilot to just recall their meetings, to collect the MOMs. Gone are the days when we used to maintain the, us meeting mein kya hua tha, is meeting mein. No. It is a Copilot, again, a AI tool, which is actually guiding you, giving you reminders, asking people for the updates without having any human intervention. And that's how the change is coming in the entire cycle. Now, important part for you guys is, if you really feel that AI is the future, then what is the point of you to do a MBA? Because the moment you are hitting the corporates, AI would be taking it over. The only solution which I see today is that how you people are equipped with the AI tools. Deepti was just mentioning about one of the chat GPT prompts, but I'm sure there are a lot of things are there, a lot of tools are there, and that's the role of you people coming up. We might be exploring only the known products, but from your angle, the moment you are coming to the corporates, you will be giving us a reverse mentoring in terms of suggesting us which tool is more effective for the organization. So I think that's what the role of AI is coming. And precisely, I takes care of the hiring prospect. Himanshu, I don't know, people will wonder to know that today, my leadership hirings, the initial screenings, the initial tests are not taken by humans, not by the functional managers. It is the AI who is giving me these shortlistings. Let's imagine I have a role of ADAS, head of engineering ADAS. Then AI is telling me that Herman or any XYZ company who's the engineering R&D head of that organization, and adding to it icing on the cake, whether he's looking for a job or not, whether he's active in LinkedIn, Naukri, paid services or not. So that kind of market informations are coming through only AI. I'm not relying on my team to help me out with the data. It is just a software which is guiding me, navigating me, searching potential candidates for the organization. And you will wonder to know that this particular software is suggested by one of the students like you who was doing internship just 3 months back with me. And I was wondering, why I was not exploring such tools instead of depending on the consultants, partners, market intelligence. Why I was not using such kind of tools? So the change is happening. Gone are the days when somebody will ask you, tell me about yourself. Maybe next 4 months, 6 months, the question will be removed. But the biggest question will be coming that what kind of synergies, knowledge you are taking in the organization. What exactly you are bringing for the organization. And again, not in terms of your internship, but in terms of your tech-savvy nature, in terms of your inclination towards the software testings, and more importantly, your willingness to adopt the changes. So I think that's how the synergies are changing.
Sure. As I mentioned, where does it fall short? Are you seeing? Is there any lens that you want to give there as well? Because that also is an unlock available.
Probably to an extent, yes. Imagine what exactly happening. AI can only suggest and guide you. They can only give the options. They can't give the definition. They can't give the decisions. We all are from the HR fraternity and we must be exploring a lot of CVs. You will wonder to know, Himanshu, at the CXO level, the CVs are made up of ChatGPT. The CVs are made up as per the job requirement. One CXO have 7 types of CVs depending on the requirement. He's a single person. Obviously, with due respect, he has multi-diverse find roles and experience. But he is a person who is eligible, fine candidate as per AI for COO, for CXO, for head of the marketing, for head of the customer engineering, and moreover for the CHRO now.
Right.
So one person, 7 CVs. I think that's the shortfall which is coming.
I get you. Sure. Oh, great. Thank you very much. We move on to Mr. Dev Jha. You've been involved in transformation. So in process-heavy industries, traditional industries, what has been the single most hardest leadership mindset shift required?
So, India Glycol, and I throughout work in a manufacturing organization, and we know manufacturing is a very process and a very, very traditionally and classical way for operating the technology. Let's be humble to accept this fact. My current setup is a specialty chemical organization, and if I give you the reference, we produce the same chemical what happened in the Bhopal Kand, right? 1984, the Bhopal Kand. So you understand the kind of the process and the kind of automation required for this kind of industry. So our products are, of course, the setup has been designed there's no human intervention in starting from the feedstock, from the raw material to the final product, and the final product for logistic to transport to the train and crane system, right? Even to reaching out to the customer end as well, right? So there's no manual intervention, it's absolutely automation, right? We are talking about AI now, but I'm talking about this company has built last 40 years back. These are the kind of automation has been done now. Now, the coming Himanshu direct to the question in the most difficult, I would say, in today's context, leadership, agility is one of the biggest capability for the leadership. And I would say not for the leadership, but I would say is equally relevant for all of you as well, right? If you look at in your career as well, right? When I say agility, and agility means, first of all, your agility is a shift of your mind. When I say the shift of your mind, that you are equally available at this period of time. If there is any stimulus come, I'm going to respond to this manner. You don't have to react, but you have to find out the solution to respond in this manner. You can't wait for the perfect time to come to give the perfect reply. You understand? Right? So there is a saying in this entrepreneur world, we are living in entrepreneur era, the saying in the entrepreneur world, perfection is the enemy of the entrepreneurship. You understand? Right? So when I say agility is the shift of the mindset, you keep doing trial and error. You fail is absolutely okay, learn it, but fail fast. Don't waste too much time. Cut your losses. That's equally important. If you have learned some bad habit, unlearn fast as far as you can possible. That's one of the shift of the mindset now. Second, in the terms of the decision, right? When you think that this decision is not going to work for you, or you have taken the decision, this has not worked to you, make the new decision. Don't go into repent, and don't try to blame yourself and the external environment why this happened, and try to find out the root cause. Don't get into that. Get the learning term, get the learning from there, move to the next. That's equally applicable for all of you. Whether you want to be an HR, whether you want to marketing, whether you want to IT, any of the profession you are, right? When you don't know today's skill will be relevant for tomorrow, I don't know what skill you are building it. Right? So by the time you will pass out from the campus, you don't know what kind of a skill you will be employable by the industry. The fact of the point is that you built it a skill, you understand what is required. Even if you go to the marketing, try to learn something which is relevant for you, make you relevant for the job. Or even if you get employed, build it the next level of a skill, move to the next level of organization, move to the next level of the role. That's one of the important things for the decision making. Now coming to the agility of the talent. But when I say agility of the talent, we all of us is the product of our circumstances, right? We are not born great. We are the product of our circumstances, of the family where we born, or the schooling where we have done, and the education we got, or the friends or circle we built it around that. Now, does it going to help me? Does it going to shape me the next level? So you have to find out this answer. If not, then build that talent. So only the three perspectives as of now. I would love to chat more further as we go further in this discussion. Thank you.
Thanks. I'll move on to Abhishek. Thanks for patiently waiting. From a finance and a governance lens, where have you seen AI improve decision quality? And where does it introduce new risks leaders must actively guard against?
So in finance, I specifically see there's a lot of impact of AI. And I don't know how many people from here are from MBA Finance. Please raise your hands. So many people, okay. So I think not only MBA Finance, everybody here, and I've been given to understand that there are 22,000 students studying in GLA campus, which is a huge number. And all of them must be having the same question in their minds, will AI take our jobs? And believe me, we also have the same concern in our minds, will AI take our jobs? So answer is definitely yes, AI will take few of the jobs, and in fact, a lot of the jobs, but nobody knows how soon and how many. But we are not here just to discuss that AI is taking jobs. We are also here to discuss that AI will create new opportunities, which not many people are talking about. We have seen typewriters came in, calculators came in, there's an internet boom, and there was a lot of reshuffling in the market. So similarly, I see that AI will impact the job market to a lot of extent. As a student to you guys, my recommendation is that whenever you look for any job opportunity, please also check in the long term, are you going to get any new thing out of the job? It should not be merely a routine or task job, a process where you are getting introduced and which might get replaced by AI in the near future. It has to be something, maybe you are at very initial stages of your career. you might not get many options, but in the longer run, when you are looking for a job, you should also check that in addition to the company, you should also get evolved with that job. So आपने अगर हम बैक जाते हैं 20 साल पहले जाते हैं, हमने देखा होगा जैसे गूगल मैप इंट्रोड्यूस नहीं हुए थे. So there was one person in the family जिसको सब पता होता था कि यहाँ जाना है, यहाँ रास्ता है, and that guy was having a lot of reputation. After introduction of Google Map, वो सब automate हो गया, right? So that knowledge वो generalized हो गई. The same thing is happening with AI. आप लोगों के पास हम लोगों से ज़्यादा I would say power है, और ये जो information का generalization हो रहा है, that is helping you guys. So instead of looking it as a threat, it is more as an opportunity to you. आप लोगों के पास knowledge gain करने के लिए कोई time नहीं है, आपको किसी का wait नहीं करना है. You get the knowledge right at your hands. You have AI with you. So make AI your friends. For sure, whoever is not knowing, AI will disappear. You need to ride that wave. And in finance, as Himanshu has asked me the question, I have seen a lot of changes. Like when I did my articleship 20 years back, so पहला जो टास्क होता था हमारे पास ये होता था कि यार क्लाइंट का ट्रायल बैलेंस नहीं मिल रहा है, तो वो अब nobody talks about because that is all automated now. Now we have gone to a one step ahead. कि आपको अगर बैलेंस शीट फाइनलाइज करना है, आपको फाइनेंशियल्स फाइनलाइज करना है, then you need to see which accounting standards are getting applied or maybe from other laws and regulations perspective. Even laws and regulations are getting changed. In GST we are seeing there are a lot of changes have come up. They have automated a lot of reconciliations and it will continue to happen. Every day you see that there are new AI is getting introduced or there are new developments in AI. So my suggestion is that आप लोगों को वो जो न्यूज़ है उसको ट्रैक करना है. You need to keep yourself updated. There are a lot of, because आप लोग तो अभी you've been introduced to all those social media and it's very easy to you to maybe follow some of the influencers जो AI से related हैं. There are people on LinkedIn who are very very good at it in imparting the knowledge. So you follow them. You follow some YouTube channels. You follow some social media accounts where you get the knowledge, and maybe there are a lot of courses as well which you can pursue along with what you are doing right now. So that will help you for sure. And as I said, future is uncertain. Nobody knows what is going to happen, but you need to embrace it. Change is inevitable. Whatever has taken to you here will not take you there. So whatever skills you have acquired until now, you need to get some more skills to go where you want to go. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Abhishek. I would move over to the students to hear or to raise your questions. Keep it crisp to a sentence or maybe two.
Sir, as you said that adapting technology is required so that AI will not replace us. So if we will adapt technology and if we are depending on technology, so it will be reducing our effectiveness as we are doing so still. Just like people are using ChatGPT for just like using letters and emails for all of our instant works. So it is reducing our effectiveness. So how we will show our potential to the leaders whenever we are going to any big company? So how we will showcase our potential to them?
From a leader's prospect, leaders today, what I see, because I'm working with the promoters and I'm working with the CXOs directly. So what I see, they are least bothered about the way you are working. What they more bothered about how you are contributing in their life, how you are making their decision more easier, accurate, and effective. You talked about ChatGPT for a letter drafting. My 100% emails, my 100% replies are ChatGPT product. But yes, it's not the copy paste. I do use them to reduce my time, my bandwidth, to save it. And I put the highlighted things. It's not that you have to just copy paste. There is a brain for us which needs to be worked out. Otherwise, वो जो third brain होता है ना वो सो जाता है. You have to utilize it at any point of time. When we say that be a technology-oriented person, doesn't mean that you become their servant, as rightly said by Dev. We have to be in the driving seat. We have to navigate. It's not that the AI will start navigating the humans. No. Ultimately, the question depends on what kind of technology we are using and to and what extent. Don't let technology heavy on you. Make yourself more competent and in competition with others when it comes to technology enablement.
As MBA student, how can we cultivate agility early in our careers?
I think as an MBA student, you should put some of your time in learning all the AI tools. And the way how I want to do it, I dedicate 45 minutes of my time on a daily basis, and I try to learn all the new developments what are happening in AI field. So I've subscribed to some of the newsletters which come to my mailbox. Even you can schedule drafts in ChatGPT and it will give you all the updates of AI. So keep track of all those new developments, and then maybe if you have time, you can enroll in some of the courses, because being you're from MBA HR or finance, which HR finance, okay. So most likely you will be using the tools instead of creating them, right? You will be an end user of those tools. So you should try to understand those tools better, not just from end user perspective, but the terminologies which they are using, and then keep track of all the new developments which are happening. Maybe become part of some of the communities, AI communities, that will also help. So, and dedicate some of the time, because AI is irreplaceable now, as we have seen in the meetings earlier, that there's so much of investments going on that now it has become almost like a one way. So either you ride it or you leave it. So you have to be part of that wave. And unless you dedicate some of your time in addition to what you are studying right now, your regular MBA course, you should also dedicate some of the time to AI, learning all those AI tools. And if you have a LinkedIn profile, then maybe you should do some projects and demonstrate over LinkedIn that you're doing those projects, so that your future employers, they should be aware that, okay, you have knowledge of all those basic tools. And when they hire, they might ask you questions as well around that. So demonstrate those abilities, learn those abilities.
How can leader ensures transparency and fairness in AI-enabled decisions?
You're talking about transparency, right? So all my colleagues have as already mentioned, right? Whenever you are using such tools, this is the best thing which has happened for us to take decisions. Transparency is there in front of us. The data is there, and it is not biased data. So that is where we are getting the benefit. As far as we all HR folks, they will also, second me on that. So this is the only best thing which has happened, that, whatever data we use, we are not getting any biased decision because of AI. So this is one thing which I was about to say when Himanshu was just discussing this. This is one of the best thing which has happened to us as HR leaders. We are very, very right now, while taking decisions, we are very, very quick to take decision. However, the missing part is where he has already mentioned one word. Do you remember what that word was? It is empathy. That is something which is not taught in the colleges. This comes by our values, our systems, our ecosystems, right? And this is where we are not getting that much support from the business leaders. They are taking decisions, whatever data is giving, productivity is coming. At the end of the day, guys, when you enter in corporate, what matters is cost ko bachana. Be it in any function. He's sitting here being finance leader and HR leader. Sabse zyada fight hoti hai HR and finance, because they say we are the cost centers कि हम पैसा खर्च करते हैं, and they wanted to make balance sheets, and they want to become a profit center. But we always say, until unless we do not train the current workforce, until unless we do not bring fresh talent, until unless we do not spend on your careers, whosoever is there inside, the skills which is coming in today. And finance is always fighting, stating that your our beta is going here, manpower cost is going up. This January, February, March is like big finance and HR, fighting days, months. So as far as transparency is concerned, we are very, very happy to see that, like, we're getting accurate result, but where we are missing is the empathetic approach. And this is where, we need your support here. You being fresh guys coming in, as he said, all of you have to learn one skill, which is like very unique in all of you. As he's mentioned, like somebody has, being an intern, has guided, this is what is a tool, you can use it. I might not be knowing it. I am also taking the reverse mentoring. Therefore, yesterday I was just doing certain things which I couldn't perform well. So this is where we stand. Like, for all of you, only one advice: make sure that use a tool called Strength Finder. Please write it. Use a tool called Strength Finder. It always says if we are 1 is the highest and 10 is the lowest, we focus on 1 to 9, 1 to 6 or 7, which are your strengths, rather than your areas of improvement. I will not say weakness, your areas of improvement. If I'm good with data, better I make sure I learn more and more technologies, more and more things, and play with the data and make that as my strength. Please use this tool called Strength Finder, guys. You will see where your strength lies and where your areas of improvement lies, and work on those strengths if you want to get into corporate. Everybody can speak English today. Everybody can use ChatGPT. Everybody can do anything. But the instant response which you give at the time of interview, nobody's going to ask you, tell me about something about yourself or case studies or anything. Any present situation, if I give, and how you respond to that, that matters to me. Right? Make sure that use that technique. It is a very basic tool. It replaces all AI thingy, everything. Very basic tool called Strength Finder. I suggest your professors, if they are there, they should also use to see which strength their students lies at. What are the strengths their students are having? And better they teach you on that particular strength rather than focusing more on your area of improvement. आप कितना improve कर लोगे? 2%, 4%. But if I have a strength of, say, 80%, rather I make it 80 to 85, 85 to 90, rather than I start from 0 to 5%. Did I answer your question? Yeah? Thank you.
Thanks.
I will just add, because there was a previous question, I wanted to add something.
Sure.
The question was primarily building transparency in during the AI leadership transparency, right? So it reduces the subjectivity and also empowered the other parties with the data to challenge the decision, right? So if as a leader taking the decision and you have a data, you can challenge that decision. So that's empowered both the leader as well as the team members as well to challenge the leadership decision and discussion. That's and lovely connecting with all of you. So all the best, you.
I'll only wrap up, AI is something which is, yes, a competition, but at the same time, one skill of ours can make us eligible to have an extra advantage over AI. So don't fear it from AI, learn it, re-engineering it, and try to be one skill, not many, but one skill in which you are proficient. Thank you.
So
Thanks.
just wanted to add something which I think we haven't covered yet is it's equally important to understand the limitations and implications of AI along with the AI capabilities. So we must understand the holistic approach that AI gives to any specific industry, domain, etc. Right? And finding the right balance between human leadership, human insights, and the ethical considerations is also important. Thank you.
One thing which I just want to say, let's take AI as an opportunity rather than a threat. Very, very clear, simple. This is just in a word, right? Just take it as an opportunity. It's not a threat, guys.
Absolutely.
And second, please make sure that learn one skill wherein you are master at. Trust you me, sky is the limit. If you have that particular subject knowledge wherein you are 10 out of 10, no one can stop you. No one. Please don't go by that jargon corporate mein ye hoga, wo hoga. Nothing will happen. We also came from campus. We were also freshers. And today we are here. And I would like to see you guys here after 4-5 years down the line. And take this as an opportunity. This is nothing as stress. Make sure that invest in learning every day. Learn every day should be a value system which you should make. That is one advice which I would like to give all of you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thanks, Deepthi. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. I will have the last word, being the moderator and having the easy task. See, Ramanujan reminds us that human intelligence can see patterns before we can explain them. AI today can compute patterns at unimaginable scale, right? What used to get done at what pace, today we are exponential. But where does the real strength lie is leadership, judgment, decision making. Where to put your arc, where to put your thumb is where the leader is. And that is the whole point. So to my mind, leadership is where the real game is. And if one leader can be developed, he can develop and be a force multiplier to develop 10 leaders. India has a demographic advantage in 65% of the population below 35. I would imagine we could probably have a GDP which is nearing around what 1 millennia back we had. China and India was 25% of the GDP of the world. That's it from my side. Thank you. And thank you to the panelists for listening. Thank you to all. Over to you guys.